Today we'll meet the incredible representatives of the marine fauna, the largest inhabitants on our planet, the whales. They are extremely fascinating and mysterious creatures, but we don't know much about their nature. Although whales are the largest animals on Earth, they are also very vulnerable. Their number decreasing every year, and many whale species are now on the brink of extinction. The main reasons for the decline in whale populations are water pollution, climate change, and the mass hunting of whales. In the past, whales were always considered a valuable source of meat, fat, and bones, so they were used in industry and for making food products. Nowadays, whale hunting is banned, and on July 23rd, the world celebrates World Whale and Dolphin Day. On this date in 1982, the International Whale Commission decided to ban commercial whaling on all whale species and populations. This commercial whaling moratorium remains valid today. Whales are truly intelligent and social creatures that can sleep standing up, sing songs, and live for a long time without air. Are you surprised? Then get ready for the most interesting information you've ever heard about these unique mammals. To begin with, we'll tell you about the types of whales that exist on our planet. The whale family includes 14 species of whales. These species are divided into two groups, toothed whales and baleen whales. Toothed whales and baleen whales are two distinct types of whales with several differences in their physical characteristics, behavior, and diet. Toothed whales, as their name suggests, have teeth instead of baleen plates. They have a single blowhole and a streamlined body shape that allows them to swim fast and catch prey in deep water. Toothed whales, such as killer whales, dolphins, and sperm whales, have a diverse diet that includes fish, squid, and sometimes other marine mammals. They use echolocation to locate and hunt their prey. Baleen whales, on the other hand, have baleen plates instead of teeth. These plates are made of keratin and are used to filter small prey from the water. Baleen whales have two blowholes and a bulkier body shape, which allows them to undertake long migrations and store fat reserves for energy. Baleen whales, such as humpback whales, blue whales, and gray whales, feed on tiny shrimp-like creatures called krill and other small fish. In terms of behavior, toothed whales tend to be more social and live in smaller groups, while baleen whales are more solitary and migrate in large groups. Both types of whales are fascinating creatures and play important roles in maintaining the health of our oceans. Whales are the largest animals on Earth, with some species growing to enormous sizes. Whales are able to grow to such enormous sizes because they live in the water, which supports their body weight and allows them to move with less effort than they would on land. Male whales are generally larger than females, and older whales tend to be larger than younger ones. The size of whales varies widely depending on their species. The blue whale, for example, can grow up to 100 feet long and weigh as much as 200 tons, making it the largest animal to ever have existed. The tail of the blue whale, the largest of all whales, can reach a length of more than 7 meters and a width of more than 5 meters. In a humpback whale, for example, the tail can be about 5 meters long. A whale's tail, or whale fin, is its main means of movement in the water, and it helps whales move quickly. It's made up of muscles and tough fibers that provide the strength and elasticity needed to move efficiently in the water. The whale's tail is a truly amazing structure that helps whales move long distances in the ocean. Other large whale species include the fin whale, which can grow up to 88 feet long, and the humpback whale, which can reach lengths of up to 50 feet. Even the smallest whales, such as the dwarf sperm whale, can grow to be about 8 feet long. The sheer size of whales is awe-inspiring, and it's amazing to think that these massive creatures can move through the water with such grace and agility. The common dolphin, for example, can swim at speeds up to 37 miles per hour, while the killer whale can reach speeds up to 34 miles an hour. Whales are known for their complex and sophisticated sound communication systems. They use a variety of vocalizations, including clicks, whistles, and songs, to communicate with other members of their species and navigate their underwater environment. Toothed whales, such as dolphins and sperm whales, use echolocation to help locate and track their prey. Whales' echolocation is highly developed and helps them find food, avoid enemies, and find their breeding partners. Whales generate sound waves that spread through the water and reflect off objects in their environment. Whales then receive these reflected waves and use them to create an image of their environment. For example, some species of whales, such as sperm whales, can generate sounds at frequencies up to 200 kilohertz, which is several times the maximum frequency the human ear can perceive. These sounds can be so powerful they can penetrate through the walls of ships and other marine structures. Other whale species, such as blue whales, generate sounds with a frequency of 10 to 40 hertz. These sounds are less powerful, but they can travel long distances and be used to communicate and navigate in space. Whales can use echolocation to detect live fish, which are a major source of their diet. They can determine the size, shape, speed, and location of the fish, which allows them to catch their prey with a high level of precision. Whales can also use echolocation to locate each other, which helps them find breeding partners and create defense groups against enemies. Baleen whales, such as humpback whales and blue whales, use vocalizations that travel vast distances through the water. They produce a wide range of sounds, from low-frequency moans to high-pitched squeaks, which they use to communicate with other whales over long distances. One of the most fascinating forms of whale vocalization is the whale song, which is produced by male humpback whales during the breeding season. These songs can last up to 30 minutes and are made of a series of complex repeating patterns. Scientists believe that these songs may be a way for male individuals to attract mates, establish territory, or communicate with other males. One of the most amazing aspects of whale singing is that it can be performed by multiple individuals at the same time and can involve complex song structures. In some whale songs, such as sperm whales and minke whales, males can perform complex songs that last up to an hour. You can listen to recordings of whales singing in a variety of places, such as certain museums and aquariums, as well as online. Many marine mammal research organizations, such as NOAA in the US and the Whale and Dolphin Conservation in the UK, have websites with audio recordings of whale vocalizations you can listen to. Additionally, there are whale watching tours in various parts of the world, such as Hawaii, Alaska, and Norway, where you may be able to hear whale songs in their natural habitat. Despite their sophisticated sound communication systems, whales are under threat from human-made ocean noise, such as sonar and ship traffic, which can interfere with their ability to communicate and navigate. It's important to choose a responsible tour operator that prioritizes the well-being of the whales and follows the guidelines for responsible whale watching. Whales are mammals and breathe air into their lungs just like we do. They cannot breathe underwater like fish as they do not have gills. However, they live in the water. They have evolved specialized adaptations to help them breathe efficiently and stay underwater for long periods of time. They breathe through nostrils, called a blowhole, located on the top of their heads. When a whale swims up to the surface to breathe, it exhales a powerful spout of air and water, called a blow or spout, through its blowhole. The whale's blowhole is connected to its lungs. Depending on the size of the whale, the blow can take on several different shapes and sizes. After exhaling, the whale quickly inhales a large amount of air before diving back underwater. Some species of whales, such as sperm whales and beaked whales, can hold their breath for over an hour, while others, such as humpback whales and gray whales, typically surface every 5 to 15 minutes to breathe. Whales have also specialized adaptations in their circulatory and respiratory systems to help them conserve oxygen while diving. They have a very large lung capacity, which allows them to store significant reserves of oxygen. This is an adaptation that allows them to dive and stay underwater for extended periods of time while hunting for food or avoiding predators. During a dive, a whale's heart rate slows down and its blood flow is redirected to its vital organs to conserve oxygen. At the same time, the whale's lungs compress, which helps to push more oxygen into its bloodstream. The high oxygen storage capacity of a whale's lungs by slowing its heart rate and redirecting blood flow are crucial for its survival in the aquatic environment. Whale nutrition is quite peculiar as their diet varies depending on the species and location of the whale. Some whales, like baleen whales, feed on small plankton organisms such as krill and copepods by filtering them through their baleen plates. Other whales, like toothed whales, feed on larger prey such as squid, fish, and other marine mammals. Whale feeding adaptations are varied, but some of the most interesting adaptations are bubble net feeding. It's a feeding behavior used by humpback whales and other baleen whales to catch their prey. They blow a ring of bubbles around a school of fish, trapping them in a concentrated area, then swim up through the bubble net with their mouths open, consuming the trapped fish. Then there's suction feeding. That's a feeding technique used by some toothed whales, such as sperm whales and beaked whales, where they create a vacuum in their mouth to suck in their prey. They can create a force that is equivalent to about 18 atmospheres of pressure, allowing them to suck in prey that is larger than their mouth. Then there's filter feeding. Baleen whales use filter plates to filter small organisms such as krill and plankton from the water. They take in large amounts of water and then push it through their baleen plates, trapping the organisms in the bristles. Their plates collect the fish from the water and can reach enormous sizes. In some species of humpback whales, the baleen plate can reach up to 5 meters. Benthic feeding. Some species of baleen whales, such as bowhead whales, have adapted to feed on small organisms that live in the ocean floor. They use their baleen plates to scrape the bottom of the ocean floor, removing sediment and filtering out small organisms. Overall, whale feeding adaptations are incredibly diverse and fascinating, and these adaptations have allowed them to become highly efficient predators in their aquatic environment. It's very important for whales to have a sufficient amount of food to provide them with enough energy to swim and travel through the ocean. Some species of whales can consume up to 4 tons of food per day. Whales are social creatures that live in large groups called schools. These groups can contain from a few to several hundred individuals. The social structure of whales can differ depending on the species. For example, dolphins have a well-developed hierarchy, while gray whales do not. The biggest role in the hierarchy is played by males, who are usually larger and stronger, and therefore have an advantage in competing for females. Groups consisting of females and calves can also have a hierarchy. For example, in a group of killer whales consisting of females and their calves, the oldest female is the leader of the group, and she determines the movement of the group and how they hunt. Whales can also be very attached to their calves. Males actively defend their territory from possible threats. Due to their advanced communication, they use noises, singing, and other sounds to communicate with each other. For example, a gray whale may make a series of complex sounds which helps it locate mates while breeding or during hunting. They actively group and coordinate their actions to hunt fish together. Whale mating is a fascinating and complex process that varies between species. Some whale species, such as the humpback whale, have elaborate courtship rituals that involve singing, breaching, and other displays of strength and agility, while other species, such as the blue whale, have more subdued mating behavior. In general, male whales will compete for the affection of females during mating season. This competition can involve vocalizations, physical displays, and even physical abuse. The songs can last for up to 20 minutes and are repeated for hours on end. Male whales may engage in elaborate displays of strength and agility to impress females and intimidate other males. These displays can include breaching, tail slapping, and spy hopping, which is raising their head out of the water to look around. Once a male has successfully courted a female, they will engage in copulation, which can last from a few seconds to several hours, depending on the species. After mating, the female does not immediately become pregnant. She stores the fertilized egg in her body for several months before it begins to form baby whales. One interesting fact about male wading is that male whales have exceptionally large testicles. This is because they need to produce a huge amount of sperm in order to increase their chances of fertilizing the female's eggs. For example, a blue whale's testicles can weigh up to 150 pounds each and produce over 500 liters of sperm during mating season. The optimal temperature for whale breeding varies depending on the species of whale. Some whale species prefer warmer waters, while others prefer colder. For example, humpback whales, which are found in tropical and temperate waters around the world, prefer a water temperature between 64 and 77 degrees Fahrenheit for breeding. Gray whales, which migrate between the Bering Sea and the coast of Mexico, prefer cooler waters between 44 and 61 degrees. Temperature is important for fetal development in the womb. Whales have a higher body temperature than water because they're warm-blooded animals. To provide proper fetal development, a mother whale must ensure that her body and the environment are at the appropriate temperature. Whale pregnancies can last anywhere from 9 to 18 months, depending on the species. During this time, the female whale will gain a significant amount of weight as she nourishes her growing fetus. Whale births usually occur in shallow, protected waters where the calf will be less vulnerable to predators. The mother whale will help the calf to surface in order to take its first few breaths, and the calf will immediately begin nursing. Whale calves are dependent on their mothers for nourishment and protection for the first few months of their lives. During this time, the mother will produce rich, fatty milk to help the calf grow quickly. The calf will nurse repeatedly, sometimes as often as every 10 to 15 minutes, and will gain weight rapidly. As the calf grows, it will start to explore its environment and learn essential survival skills from its mother, including how to breach, hunt for food, and navigate in the open ocean. The mother whale will continue to protect and nurture her calf until it is strong enough to survive on its own. Whale sleep patterns are quite different from those of terrestrial animals. Whales exhibit unihemispheric sleep, which means that only one hemisphere of their brain sleeps at a time, while the other remains awake and alert. This allows them to continue swimming and surfacing for air while getting rest. Whales don't sleep for long periods like humans do. In fact, they take short naps that last only a few minutes at a time, and may occur several times throughout the day and night. When sleeping, whales often rest just below the water's surface with their blowhole exposed so they can breathe. This allows them to stay close to the surface and easily return to a fully awake state if necessary. While sleeping, they reduce their activity levels and their heart rate and breathing slow down. However, they still remain aware of their surroundings and can quickly respond to threats or stimuli. In addition, whales can also sleep vertically in the water, changing their position over time. This allows them to save energy because they don't have to swim constantly to avoid drowning. Overall, the unique sleep patterns of whales allow them to rest and conserve energy while still maintaining awareness and staying safe in their aquatic environment. The gray whale holds the record for the longest mammal migration on Earth. They travel up to 12,000 miles round trip every year, from their feeding grounds in the Bering and Chukchi Seas to their breeding grounds in Baja California, Mexico. Different whale species have different migration patterns, and the timing of these patterns is often closely linked to changes in the availability of food and the breeding season. For example, humpback whales migrate from their feeding grounds in the polar regions to their breeding grounds in tropical waters during the winter months. Scientists are still studying how whales navigate during their long migrations. Some researchers believe they use a combination of celestial cues, the Earth's magnetic field, and sound waves to guide them on their journey. Many whale species will stop along the way to socialize, mate, and communicate with other whales. Whale migration is a popular tourist attraction around the world, and many communities have developed ecotourism industries around whale watching. However, it's important to ensure that these activities are conducted responsibly to minimize disturbance to the whales. Whale displays are a fascinating and awe-inspiring aspect of whale behavior, and they play an important role in communication, social behavior, and even predator avoidance. Here are some interesting whale displays. Breaching, when a whale rises and breaks itself through the surface of the water and then falls back in with a huge splash. Scientists aren't exactly sure why whales breach, but it may be a form of communication or a way to disorient prey. Breaching may also be a way for whales to remove parasites from their skin. Tail slapping, or lobtailing, is when a whale lifts its tail fluke out of the water and then slaps it down onto the surface. Like breaching, the exact function of tail slapping is not fully understood, but it may be a way for whales to communicate with each other or fend off predators. Humpback whale songs. Humpback whales are known for their complex and beautiful songs, which are often sung by males during breeding season. Scientists believe that these songs may play a role in attracting females or establishing dominance over other males. Whales, in particular blue whales, are well known for enormous mass and the impressive leaps they can make. These jumps are known as breaches, and they are one of the most impressive moments in whale watching in the wild. During a breach, a whale leaves the water completely and rises to a feet of up to 15 meters, sometimes more. This impressive cutting of the water surface creates huge waves, sometimes so strong they can overturn a small boat. Whales start jumping from a very young age. Young blue whales, for example, can start jumping right after birth while they're still very small. Although the exact reasons why whales jump aren't clear, scientists have put forward several hypotheses. One is that whales jump to remove parasites or other unnecessary substances from their bodies. Another theory is that the jumps help whales communicate with each other, as the sound waves they emit during the jumps can serve as a form of language. In addition, whales jumping may be part of their social behavior, as well as help them build their territories and track the movement of other animals in the water. In any case, whale jumping is a spectacular phenomenon that is fascinating to scientists and wildlife researchers, that leaves an unforgettable impression on anyone lucky enough to see it with their own eyes. Whales play a critical part in marine ecosystems, and their presence has a significant impact on the health of our oceans. Here are some of the ways in which whales contribute to our marine ecosystem. Nutrient cycling. When whales die, their bodies sink to the bottom of the ocean, where they provide a rich source of nutrients for deep-sea organisms. This process, known as whale fall, contributes to nutrient cycling in the ocean and helps support a diverse range of marine life. Carbon sequestration. Whales are also important in the regulation of carbon in the ocean. When whales feed at the surface, they take up carbon dioxide in their body, and when they die, this carbon is transported to the deep ocean. This process helps to remove carbon from the atmosphere and can contribute to the mitigation of climate change. Trophic cascade. Whales can play a key role in trophic cascades, which are interactions between different levels of the food chain. As apex predators, whales can influence the distribution and abundance of their prey, which in turn affects the entire ecosystem. In conclusion, whales are some of the most fascinating and majestic creatures on the planet. Their incredible size, intelligence, and unique behaviors have captivated humans for centuries. Through their migration patterns, songs, and acrobatic displays, whales play a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. While human activities such as whaling, pollution, and climate change have threatened the survival of many whale species, there is hope for the future. Conservation efforts around the world are working to protect and restore whale populations, and continued research is shedding light on the complex lives of these amazing animals. By learning more about whales and their behavior, we can deepen our understanding of the natural world and our place in it. Through responsible whale watching and efforts to preserve, we can help ensure that these magnificent creatures continue to thrive for generations to come.